complete HR processes. I'm new to SuccessFactors, and I would like to now, know the compensation module as per the opportunities in my team. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fanny. You have a long experience in the business, I presume, and we will
Yeah,
definitely utilize that into our training further.
yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Fanny. Anybody else? Okay. Let me introduce myself. I have around 23 years of experience in industry, and in that around a decade into plant HR, statutory payroll, compensation, industrial relations, and almost 14 years into SAP HCM and SuccessFactors. I'm a solution architect, and I have been into SuccessFactor implementation for long, into global projects, implementation of both compensation, variable pay, and employee central, interfaces, integrations, little bit of payroll. Yeah, that's me. So I won't be able to see the who is joining, but uh, if you are okay, we can start the session. I think conscious of time. So to start with, I presume some of you have exposure in success factor, some of you don't. So what I will do, I will start with a journalistic tone so that it becomes easier to grasp the subject for all. So SAP success factor, all of us know that this is a cloud solution, cloud platform of SAP for HR. Uh, Similar cloud platform in market, there are Workday, one of the most famous products other than SAP. There are PeopleSoft, there is Oracle apps. So SuccessFactor is in the industry uh, now more than 15 years now. SAP acquired SuccessFactor back in 2015, 16, around that time. Uh, so what is compensation management? Let's understand that first. Okay, so we will just touch base on a demo session, a high level on what is compensation management, what it does, what's the function, and what benefits it brings, and a high level of configuration, a little uh, insight into that. So, what is compensation management? Let's understand that first. SAP Success Factor, the core HRIS, we know it's EC, Employee Central. Employee Central is the module which holds all the demographic data, and along with that, various other organization data, position data, job information, global employment, background details, qualifications, etc. Now, uh, compensation is something which is a part of an organization HR policy, which is done many places yearly. Compensation process, if we talk, in many organization it happens bi-yearly. It depends on the performance cycle. So in SAP success factor, compensation is structured like a template based template based plan where we have different nuances of wages and salary, long term incentive, we know, which is stock, then other planning solutions like we have bonus, variable pay, like all industries have variable pay or bonus, which is paid to the employee annually or biannually or whatever the period it is. So one is salary, the increment part. The along with salary comes promotion. Other part is incentive or stock, long-term incentive, not a single incentive, long-term incentive. We term it as long-term intensive in this course. It's a stock. So every organization has, many organizations have ESOP, employee stock option plan. Okay, or suppose your organization, as part of a excellent performance, provide you stock free of cost. So performance stocks, and along with that, whatever bonuses are paid, part of performance, end of year performance cycle, that is also managed by compensation. So that's the,
Brindra,
yeah, go on.
sorry to interrupt. Are you also sharing the screen as in explaining any PPT or you're just
I
explaining
have
overall?
I have shared the screen. Let me stop and share if you are not able to.
No, yeah, yeah, we can see the screen, but it is still in the same first slide only.
Okay, hold on, please.
Yep,
I think there is a issue here.
yep. If you're running through that slides, no, then maybe we are stuck at only first slide.
No problem. I think the browser there was a issue.
I think we are in fourth slide now.
Are you able to see
Yeah,
compensation management high level?
yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep, thanks.
So, like I was saying, compensation module, it's a separate module other than EC, but part of success factor. What it does, it manages your salary or merit. In compensation term, we call it merit. It manages stock, company stock, which is given to employee. Many where it is called ESOP, employee stock option plan, and it also manages variable pay or bonuses. So that's a different module, variable pay, but it is strongly bonded with compensation module. Okay, the architecture is very tied up, closely bonded. Okay, so why we need a different module? Some of you may ask. We have a payroll module, right? We capture uh, we capture our pay components, our wage types, whatever we are earning in Employee Central compensation portlet. We have whatever payroll module we are using. So you have performance rating are given. We have rating related figures decided by HR. Then end of day when it is done, frozen. Okay, you increase my salary directly in EC. You give me bonus, whatever you decide. Why you need a separate module? So that question may arise, right?
Yep.
Why we need a separate module? So let me choose my pointer. So there is a very strong and business related requirement. Why? Not only success factor, compensation module. You guys obviously have googled before coming into this demo session what is a comp really means. So in any ERP system, there is a compensation module. Any ERP, whatever the architecture it has, and why we need it. Number one, to plan. So manage salary and long-term incentive planning easily. So planning is a very vital part. How you plan it? It may be you don't have a comp policy across the organization, right? You may have granular level of policy changes based on business unit, based on service line, based on country, based on market. Okay, based on positions, based on grades. So these are different pillars of the organization which might force you low. Like, let me give you a live example. Suppose your organization is operating in 40 countries or 14 countries, whatever the case is. There is a country, say I take Portugal as an example. Okay, you find out in Portugal inflation is little higher than Spain, which is a similar European country. Will you give similar hike percentage for same both countries? No, right? Because your minimum wages may be different, or and if you give similar hike, you may not be doing justice. What we will face? Your employees may move to a different organization for meeting their end of means, right? They are not able to survive. I'm talking about bottom line employees. Say your warehouse who are replenishing or loading goods, your salespeople in the counter, if you are in retail, in manufacturing, the unskilled labor. So you have to have a more granular control, right? Second, eliminate manager bias. Okay, your if you give more manipulation, like you plan it in Excel, simple Excel, all managers are not same, right? If you leave your staff to manager, they may be biased, which is very common human nature. Okay, then if you have a separate tool or module for planning compensation, it will give more statistical insight. You have budget, right? So your end of year, you are planning to go for com cycle, means you will give increment, you will give promotion, you will give bonus, you will give stocks as part of performance, good performance. You need budget. How will you control it? How your top brass of the organization, top management, your CEO of the organization, or your CHRO of the organization, or your head of rewards benefits will get to know. They will not. They will not sit with a Excel entire day with you, right? They need a dashboard where you have bar graphs, charts on budget. They want to see, okay, which country, what budget is there, how much is consumed, how much is left. So you need a tool also for insight and metrics, right? And to improve budget and regulatory compliance. Why regulatory? Let me give you an example. Every country have minimum wage, right? Every country. European, Asia Pacific, North America, South America, whatever you operate, India, every country has minimum wages. And along with that, other policies, statutory policies, which are governed by the country's law. So suppose, let me give you a hypothetical example. You have a country in Middle East, Bahrain. Everybody knows, right? Oil rich nation. And they decide, okay, boss, any organization who is operating in the soil of Bahrain, when you give increment to employee, your minimum wage or whatever your salary is given above minimum wage, when you give increment, the increment will be calculated based on base salary plus housing allowance plus transport allowance. If you club A, B, C, you get D, and you will give increment on D, not only in basic salary. Normally, what happens? Sorry, you get hike on base salary. Your statutory, whatever is attracting your social security, your whatever your statutory pay is deduction, or your company is paying. Like in India, we have Provident Fund, ESIC, gratuity. That also be calculated based on A plus B plus C, which is D. So you need compliance also on. You need to follow compliance. You need to comply, or else you will be defaulter, right? So you need that much granularity in your plan configuration so that you can do stuff on template level, country level. Per country you need to control. So that is one, and obviously you have to assure data integrity. There is no manipulation, all data is correct, because you are talking about something which will end up entirely ultimately in salary. Okay, so how you do it? We configure data sources, we configure integration, we configure the compensation template, and there are many reporting tools, and there is a executive review or decision, which is one more tool in compensation. Any questions so far? I've been speaking for long, guys. Any
Narendra,
questions?
this is Sagar.
Hi,
So
hi.
thanks for yeah, hi. So just a question like is a compensation isn't a compensation is same like in our compensation letter, like what we receive from, I mean, when we join any company, right? We will receive an offer letter. So is compensation module is talking about the compensation what we receive from company? Is it the same as like yeah, as you said, like why don't this can be get merged in the general payroll? I
Wonderful,
really
wonderful question. Yes.
don't
Thank you,
understand
Sagar.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let me give you some insight onto this. Yes, absolutely. When you join on company, you get an offer letter. Okay. Offer letter, you have CTC, cost to company, correct? And there is two part. One is fixed, one is variable. Absolutely. Your compensation letter, when you join your company, you get an offer letter, and in offer letter along with other parts and parcels of, it's a contract letter, compensation letter. When you join, offer letter, in offer letter there are other stuffs. Along with that, there is a compensation part in a schedule, in an index, in an appendix. It says your CTC will be this. In this CTC there is fixed portion, there is variable portion. In this fixed portion you have, these are your earnings, your base salary, your HRA, your conveyance, your transport, your personal allowance, and along with that, if there is other allowances, that will be mentioned. End year means entire year figure, it will be given. You will be attracted to provident fund, and you will be attracted to gratuity. Gratuity will be part of CTC. Many organization doesn't calculate part of CTC also. And there is a variable part. This is your performance cycle, this month to this month, and this is your maximum variable amount, which is be calculated based on ABCD XYZ. Yes, it is. And also, end of year, your part of organization, you spend a year, whatever the comp cycle it is, time period, you get one fine day. You hear, okay, comp later will come any day now. It's time. We know our ratings. Now we are waiting for the final letter. Now that letter is the output of the compensation cycle produced by the compensation module. It's an output what you see as an employee level. Okay, that is generated from the system. We call it reward statement or compensation statement. We will learn it part of the module, how to configure that. That's an output of the compensation process. Wonderful question, Sagar. And why we
Okay.
need a separate module? Coming to your question, because as I discussed, to manage all this stuff, to eliminate manager bias, to increase insight, to control budget, to meet regulatory compliance.
What do we mean by uh, bias with manager? Like it's a kind of argument you mean to
No,
say?
no, no, not arguments. So, in part of compensation cycle, I will show you. uh, there are, so when your comp calculation is done in the module, first it is managed by the reward team or comp admin. Okay, they provide the range. Okay, this is Sagar's base salary is this, Sagar's allowance are this, Sagar's org structure is this. You are, say, a senior consultant or a manager, your grade is ABCD, whatever it is. This is your service length. You have spent 3 years in the organization. This was your last rating. Okay, your rating of this cycle is whatever it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, among that. Okay, and now once that is floated, okay, there is a range given. Okay, you may get increment from 3% to 9%. You may get an increment from 10% to 15%. Okay, this is a recommendation provided by the system based on your org structure, based on your rating. Okay, once that is floated, this data is given, sent to your manager. Now manager have a flexibility to granularly change. Okay, this is system, this is the rating you have got. Rating won't change at all. That is an input from performance system, right? Performance management system. Okay, in those rating there is a range. You may give 5%, you may give 7%. Now it's up to manager who will give his or her recommendation. Once that is done, and along with that there may be question of promotion, so he may or may not choose promotion, but that is not final. Once the manager completes his recommendation, that moves to HR. The entire data, we call it worksheet, moves to HR. Now HR will discuss with manager, HR will discuss with reward team, HR will discuss with the concerned HR VP. Okay, you have given 5%. May I know the justification? You have recommended promotion. May I know justification? Whatever, you give better recommendation, you give less recommendation, that has to be justified in round table. We call it round table, which where it is frozen. Now manager has to justify, and once HRVP and reward team are convinced, that figure may change, may go up, may go down, may remain same. That is frozen. So what we are doing, we are eliminating bias. Manager's decision is not final, and we are eliminating it with proof, with data integrity in the system level. We have all audit data, means who are changing what figure in the system in compensation, that is frozen, that is there. And when you talk it insight and metrics, when the entire cycle is going on, the report are available to higher ups, to VPHR, to senior managers who are actually controlling this cycle. Okay, on a BU level or a country level, so they can do, okay, this BU rating is less, this BU there is a inflation going on, but the promotion or minimum wages upgrade is not up to the mark, or increment is not up to the mark. They will step in. They are getting daily datas, so we have insight. Okay, we are eliminating manager bias, and ultimately, as we are managing this entire compensation in a system, we are managing so many things with so much granularity. Once that is frozen, what we do, we publish that in a letter what we get end of year, and that is available in a structured form. This is your changed salary, and these are the part Your base salary was 60,000, now it is 65,000. Your HRA, your conveyance was this is now changed to this. Your variable pay for this year is this. Okay, and that is available with ratings. Okay, and that is published in a letter. After that is published, we get it in your mailbox, or in SuccessFactor we get to see in a people profile, employee files. We get to see when we open our data in SuccessFactors. After that, that is posted to payroll. So this is the process, and that's why we have a separate module. Am I understandable now, guys? Is it okay? Can we proceed further?
Yes, yes, Naresh. One question I want to ask is this: in a unionized atmosphere or
Mm-hmm.
in a non-unionized atmosphere, like there
Mm-hmm.
will be a difference, right, between the compensation because in the
Yes,
union you are going to
absolutely.
go
Wonderful
according to what
question.
the union has decided, right, and what you agreed on the union.
Yes. So what we say in HR fraternity, there is a term called collective bargaining agreement, CBA. What it is? It is a process on which any country, any industry, there is a tripartite agreement. Normally in India it happens. There is a management representation, there is employee representation, we call it union, and there is, in many countries, there is labor department, labor law, who controls labor law. Labor commissioner in India, we say it, they also intervene. They sit, and what union does, they produce a charter of demand. Okay, we need our this allowance to increase. We need, okay, they say there is a, we call about Exide Industries who manufacture batteries. There are different floors. Okay, one floor is about who actually welds the structure of the plate. One floor who actually updates the plate with powders. Okay, and there is one who manufactures the container, fiberglass container or rubber container, what it is, of the battery. So every floor we have different skill labors, and they will have supervisor, they will have shift. Okay, our production bonus was this for last 5 years. We need that to increase. Manufacturing have production bonus, we know, right? You meet this much amount, you get a production bonus. So they produce a charter of demand, and on that they agree on a collective bargaining agreement that is signed between all parties. And what take we take the collective bargaining and agreement output as an input in compensation module. Unionized employees normally are paid in hourly basis in many countries. Their salary structure, pay component, will be different than that of who are office bearer, office workers, okay, office staffs. Okay, we call unionized employees getting wages. There is calculated hourly basis. Their allowances will be different. Their incentive or bonus will be different. So what we do, we set it up little differently. Absolutely correct. Unionized and non-unionized are separate, and there are different indicators to understand who are unionized. We record unions in pay scale area in SAP HR term. In success factor term, we have something called pay scale level, which is recorded EEC, and we will discuss in later days. There's a concept called eligibility rules, and there's a concept called guideline in compensation module, where we denote different category of employees differently. That is done. So yes, they are handled differently, and they have minimum wages. Many unionized employees in many country, in various schedule of industries, have uh, different minimum wages. So in compensation module, what we do, we update minimum wages per country. That is done differently. Is it clear now, guys?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Let's
Thank you.
proceed further. Uh, to start with compensation module configuration, what we do generally. So, any of you have success factor exposure experiences already working in any module? May I know? Or
Easy.
EC? Okay. May I know your name, please, sir?
Rohan.
Hi, Rohan. Thank you. Yes. So you are already implementing EC.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So Rohan knows a lot about success factor because he is working in EC. But let me brief you. In success factor, in any module configuration, we start with provisioning settings. There are different configuration to be done in provision. What is provisioning settings? So the back end of the success factor, we call it provisioning. Okay, where we switch on, switch off multiple functionalities, where we update the database in success factor. We call it XML templates. Okay, any module have XML templates, codes which we need to update, and there are many integration work done in provisioning where we need to denote some hyperlink, some attributes of the integration. So these are all done in provisioning. To access provisioning, you need to be a certified consultant because this access is given by SAP per client. There is one more concept called role-based permission that is also common in SuccessFactors. So if you have worked in SuccessFactors or any system ERP, you know there is security access. Not all have similar access, right? You may see something which I won't be able to see. This is based on who are doing what work. A normal user of an employee will have limited visibility, limited functionality. So where it is controlled in SuccessFactor, we call it RBP or role-based permission settings. So that has to be done also for compensation. Now there are some there are some resources we need for implementation. Where we get it? There are multiple forums. One is SAP Partner Edge. If you are certified consultant, you will get access to SAP Partner Edge. What it provides? We get workbooks, we get best practices, we get test scripts. So these are SAP doctrines, SAP documents, standardized documents, templates, which is required for any project implementation or support. So module wise, that is structured and provided for download in SAP Partner Edge. Third, there is SAP SuccessFactors HCM Cloud Partner Service. We call it HCM Cloud Ops, where you will seek access. That is there. HCM Cloud Ops is a portal where SAP accepts request for different access for demo instance, for client instance. Okay, those are there. Then, while doing work, we may stumble upon issues as this is a cloud product or SaaS product. We reach out to SAP. How will you reach? SAP help. And there are other implementation must have like implementation guides. Okay, there are PDFs available by SAP implementation guide. You need to have a SID to access that SAP S user ID. Now I have pasted some screenshots for understanding how look and feel, how compensation looks. So in SuccessFactor, we have a area called kind of text box on top right of the corner, where we can type in transactions and we get the screens. In compensation, there is a centralized, uh, how to call it, it's a centralized workbench kind of stuff called compensation home. Okay, this is in bjx system, the front end system, when we log into SuccessFactors. So when we click in compensation home, we get to see this workbench kind of stuff. What is there? On the left side, you can see a menu tree kind of structure. These are plan templates. Okay, these are plan tips. So you can see salary, stock, variable pay. These are different plan templates. Okay, and on the right hand side, there is a different menus. Let's start from top. So the top section, set up new plan. It, it actually denotes what it is. When you start a new plan, so in this case, plan means, in compensation we call it plan template. So how will you start? So you start with add new compensation plan, add new variable pay plan. Variable pay handles all around variable pay, bonus. Okay, it handles bonus. There is a concept called total compensation plan. It was introduced few years previously, it was not there. What is total compensation plan? Suppose your organization have both variable pay and salary increments and promotions, and they want to handle it in one cycle. Okay, your organization declares bonus along with salary hike, so you will go for total compensation template, one template, a holistic one, which will handle your merit or salary increase, which will handle your bonus or variable pay, which will handle your stock. Okay, everything will be handled in a single template, so that will be handled through total comp template. Then there is certain other configuration need to be done, so we don't do it in this menu, action for all plans. And like I said, there are different jobs need to be scheduled to run on periodic basis, maybe daily, maybe weekly, for compensation and variable pay. How will you monitor it? So there is a different section, monitor compensation jobs. You will be able to monitor your jobs. It is running, it has failed, what are the logs, you will be able to see here. And now comes the reporting section. Every module will have own reporting, like we are discussing. Analytics, insights, dashboard. Your organization decision maker need to have an insight. Here we are roll up reports and aggregate exports. We will understand this when we progress on the course. There is one more concept in compensation called spot award, spot reward. It's a sub module of compensation. What it is? Round the year, you need to recognize somebody in your team. We know, okay, best performer of the month. Okay, your tap of the pat on the back. There are so many terms. These are nothing but small rewards which happens throughout the year, throughout the organization. What we do, we don't go through the holistic comp cycle for this. There is a separate small mini module under compensation called reward and recognition. Many call it spot award program. So that is controlled through this subsection. Any questions on this, guys?
Yeah, so this reward and that's a separate module, you mean?
Sub module, not separate. It's a part of compensation module, but it is not part of your compensation cycle, end of which we get salary hike, bonus, stocks, we get promoted. Not part of that. It's a separate stuff. That's why it is isolated as a sub module.
Okay, so will that be part of total compensation? No.
No, entirely separate. It is not part of your comp cycle. It is run separately. You don't no need to do such a mammoth, gigantic stuff for that. What you will do, there are some planners, there are some approvers, there are some recognition your manager or your team lead or your BU head or your practice head decides to give you. You do a wonderful sales pitch. You're part of pre-sales team. You do some handling of some P2 for 3 nights consecutively, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you resolve it wonderfully, excellently, and your clients provides you appreciation mail, right? So it calls for a recognition, right? So what your team lead or your manager will do, will recognize that, will give you a spot award, $100, 10,000 rupees, is of the team, a small letter, and with declaration of an amount, spot award, which actually gets integrated to your payroll system via EC. Okay, this is not a recurring stuff, it
Okay,
is a
so
recognition program.
yeah, so where does incentive management come in this picture over here?
Not here, not
That's
here.
some, yeah,
So
that is something
not is
different.
not in spot award or reward program. So let me tell you, incentive is not bonus. Incentive means normally there is a misconception between incentive and bonus. Incentive is mostly part of sales team. They get incentive. You have a target, you reach that, you get an incentive. Okay, so incentive or commissions, there's a separate module in SuccessFactor. Okay, it's a very new module, but there's a separate module. But many organization handles the incentive through compensation module in variable pay. They handle it. See, you can actually configure it in compensation module, but in a system perspective, that is a bonus, not incentive. But you can handle it because you can understand every module. To buy it, you need license. Not all organization will go for the full umbrella of SuccessFactor. So what they do, they manage incentive through compensation and variable modules. Though there is a separate module called SuccessFactor commissions for handling incentives. And there is one more reason why incentive is not handled through this module technically. Incentive, to decide, you need a input from sales module. Okay, what is your sales target? What?
Naveen, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. I think it's a long-term incentive, short-term incentives also part of the salary for, especially for
So
uh,
the coinage
other
is
than,
incentive. The coinage is incentive, but in HR term, those are variable pay, bonus. You get to me? So
yeah,
incentive as a
possibly.
HR
That's
concept,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
incentive as a HR concept is incentive or commission, which is connected with some targets. You sell this much volume. You have achieved in this quarter. You have achieved in this quarter, say 100 million pounds. Some pre-sales team of an IT company reaches. He or she will be paid incentive. An incentive may not incentive doesn't happen end of year. It happens quarterly. It happens many cases monthly. So that's why it is handled. So short-term incentive, long-term incentive, as you said, There is a separate module called SAP Commissions, SuccessFactors Commissions, which is integrated with uh, sales part of the ERP, and that is handled there. But many organization handles incentives as a bonus who have long term incentive plans. Okay, long term, end of year it is paid along with com cycle payment. We'll come to it later
So,
when we progress.
Naresh, if there is anything which is non-currency amount, like for example, if they're saying that you're going to give your employee a vacation to Bangkok or something like that, so
Mhm.
you are paying, you're giving that as an yeah, so that will not be reflected in compensation.
No, compensation strictly speaks about monetary terms, and it feeds payroll system.
Okay, okay,
It feeds payroll system. You have promotion, you have salary increment, you have variable pay. Okay, you have spot awards. Okay, not non-monetary terms.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And there is one more screenshot. Once we go inside any template, on the left side, if we see menus, we can see the further structure, how it looks, a plan, how it looks, what are the broad sections. So we have plan setup, we have manage worksheet, we have complete com cycle, and in between plan setup there is different subsection, settings, design worksheet, plan details. So this just to give you a look and feel where we do the configurations, how it looks in the system. Okay, let me proceed further. I don't know how much I can cover, but yeah, let's utilize. I think we have few minutes left. I will try to finish off. So if we talk about the cycle of the compensation plan, what it does actually, okay, how it works along with EC. So once we are done with configuration in compensation module and variable pay, what we do, we create the compensation worksheet or launch the compensation worksheet. Why we use the term create and launch? Because we make it available for the managers, for the comp admins. It is out of our ambit, from the consultant's ambit. It is now public. Okay, then the planning starts. Like I said, you get all recommendation, you get your demographic data, your salary structure currently what you have, and what is recommended from the admins. Then up to the manager and the higher ups, they will input their figures. Okay, and where they will gauge the planning info from the employee basic salary, from EC all the data will be fed to compensation in the worksheet. And that is not a static data. In between the com cycle, if you are transferred, if there is off cycle salary change, if you leave the organization, if somebody joins in between, all data will be impacted from EC to compensation module through a job scheduled. Okay, and then when you are done with planning, means you have frozen your salary hike, you have frozen your promotion, you have frozen your variable pay, all are done. Then what we do, we close the compensation worksheet and we publish back to EC. There is a function process called publish back to EC. What it does, all these increased figure will be public back to EC, where you will see your compensation portlet in your people profile, and along with that a letter will be generated. We call it reward statement in compensation. That is also configured. We can configure based on different languages, we can configure based on different countries. Okay, you can populate separate sections along with your salary new structure. You can have digital signatures. You can write text. Okay, once that is generated, you will see those letters in your employee central people profile. That letter is available. This is the flow, very high level flow. Okay, I don't think I have further time. This is just a look and feel uh, how the worksheet shows. So you can see an employee, job title, job level, what is the date from which in the current position she is there. Okay, what is the rating, what is the FT, what is the salary type, local currency, what is the pay rate, what is the current salary, pay grade, units per year. Now you can see merit guideline. This is the guideline, means recommendation, percentage from this to this you can give. Okay, and further on this there are sections, adjustment. What is adjustment? This is like a free text field where you can give a lump sum. This is the country specific adjustment. Okay, suppose your country dictates your minimum wages was £1,000 last year, that is £1,200 this year. This is the lump sum section. So adjustment and lump sum little different. We'll talk it on future sessions. This is final salary, total rise, total increase, rate. So all are populated. You can see all figures in the worksheet. So these are different sections of compensation: eligibility rule, field level control, component level control. Okay, and who controls what, who are involved in the cycle. We have planning manager, we have HR administrator, we have executive, we have compensation administrator. They are the people who technically handles the entire cycle, technically functionally handles the entire cycle. They are not decision maker, they will manage the system. So this is like all kind of managers, how it looks graphically. Top level, okay, level 1, level 2, level 3, and we have field level permission in compensation. How do we manage it? So that was just a high level, and yes, how the hierarchy can control. So obviously we'll further talk detail. I think I am out of time. So guys, open to you. I will stop sharing your views, your feedbacks. How do you perceive this session? Any questions you have to ask?
Uh, hi, hi, Naresh. I'm Shirish.
Yeah,
Naresh, may I know what is the course content like? So, are we going to cover the compensation variable and the single, whatever you showed, the combination of variable and
both
compensation?
comp and variable pay. They are two separate module, but as I said, they are granularly interlinked. So we'll discuss both in the course. We'll learn how to configure both.
Okay, okay, okay. So, apart from that, the rewards and recognitions and also is there,
Reward
right?
and recognition, I will touch high level as is a sub module separate. This won't be part of scope of this module of this course, but I will touch high level. If anybody is interested, I will guide how to further progress. I will touch high level configuration.
Okay. So, means we will see the configuration and we will see the process, like how it is going on, right?
Yes,
Okay. But in detail, the variable pay and compensation will be covered.
yes.
Oh, okay.
And Naresh, are you going to touch even stock options and all that?
Yeah,
That
like I said, it is part of compensation. So what we have in scope in compensation module and variable pay, the stock part, that part only we will discuss. So there are different areas of stock administration. We will not go to that portion. We will talk how to manage stock, lump sum in compensation and variable pay model. Any further queries, guys? Rahan, Fani, Sagar,
Yeah,
Shiki.
and
Yeah,
then I think
so
so we'll also talk about this one, like dealing with different currencies, right? Because it's not only
Come
uh,
again, Sagar. Can you repeat that question? There was some
no, this
background
is
disturbance.
Rohan here. I mean,
Yes.
like you know, in
Yeah.
like you have got like if you're doing a multi-country implementation, and so you have got your target audiences across five, six countries having two, three different currencies. So you are going to have something which will um, like one sheet with different currencies, right?
Okay. Yes. There is a concept called local currency in compensation module and variable pay. It's a standard configuration. We'll talk about that, how to do that. We'll
yeah,
learn that.
so I was actually curious to know, like, how this course is going to be covered. Like, will you also show up some of the practical stuff, like, like configuration and all those stuff?
Yeah, it's
And
about configuration only, Sagar. So um, um, there will be a system, success factor system access provided to you, and down the line, what we will do, we will start with the theory part because you need to know. I think. Can you guys confirm? I think Rohan, you have told you are working already in EC for quite few years, right? Configuration in EC. Am I
Yes, yes.
right? Other than Rohan, Sagar, Fani, Sirish, are you guys already exposed to success factor? Have you guys working
Uh,
already in success factors?
yes, Irish, I'm just supporting some modules and success factors.
Which modules may
Uh,
I know, Shirish?
and I worked in a PMGM, RCM, and then even compensation long back. I just touched compensation also. Then SPCDP, LMS.
So all
Quite
the
bit
modules
in.
you have touched from implementation perspective,
It's no. I was in a support.
you are in support. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know configurations in EC PMGM?
Yes, I know.
Okay. And great. That will be wonderful. Yes. So yes, we will learn configuration.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but no, Naresh, I do not know the configurations. I'm not from SF side.
No problem.
Um,
No problem. That's why I am
and
providing basics. I am giving you
yeah,
background, not only from success factor, from HR also, so that you can link what it is. You can visualize.
okay. So, how long is going to be completed? I mean, how many hours is required for us to learn this topic?
Weekly 3 sessions we have planned. Subbu, if you can further give insight. Subbu, are you there? I think Subbu will provide further details, but weekly 3 days, per day 1 hour. That's the plan. Okay, you guys have to attend,
Okay,
and
how many days it's going to be approximately?
we will cover the module. Subbu will give you the tenure. Okay, because he need to finalize the tenure from the company, and uh, I will cover compensation variable pay end-to-end module configuration, but it will be in high pace. As you can understand, it can't continue for a long time because you will lose track. And obviously, there will be a system that will be provided to you where you can practice. Okay, and
Yeah, I
there is a
understand this module is not that big concept like EC. It's having a limited functionality is what I understood with my research. So,
Will this be get completed in 1 month? Is what you're trying to say?
No, I'm
Even
not
though if
trying
you
to
have it.
say when it will be completed, but what I can tell you, it is not big like EC, but there are many small modules which the vastness may be limited, but the complexity is more. There are codings in XML. Apart from that, in compensation variable pay, there is a concept called formula. So there are some expectation I have to set from start. I will coach you. I will teach you the insights of compensation and variable pay so that after end of the session, successful completion of the session, you guys can go and crack interviews and work into configuration. But there are something I need from you guys. Number one, you have to learn daily basis. Every class, first 15 minutes, I will ask questions. Okay, it's for your own good. If you don't learn of the previous class what we have covered, you won't be able to proceed. Believe me, compensation and variable pay are such modules where there are very few consultants. The reason is it is tougher than payroll because it changes from country to country. It has legal insights, legal connection, compliance. It has organizational level differences, variations, and it has so many granular configuration. If you don't learn daily, you will miss track. Okay, so there will be a question answer session on not now, after you progress, and expectation from my end is whatever we have discussed on the previous class, you need to answer on that on the first 15 minutes at least. Okay, can I expect that?
Yeah, Naresh, yeah, it's
Yes,
really
yes.
very good.
Uh, Naresh, how long it will be?
uh, it's 30 hours so far we discussed total course tenure. If we take 3 days 1 hour per week, you calculate 10 weeks, it will not complete 3 months, below 3 months. 2 months, 2 weeks, that's the target.
And we may not be be present every time. Like we'll try to be. Suppose you're not present, then do we get an recording of it or something?
I won't be able to comment on that. That is something from Vsoft. Subbu has to confirm. Okay, because that is something connected with Infa. So you can touch base with Subbu. He can confirm.
Is this going to happen on the same time, like the way today is happening?
Friday is fixed, 8 o'clock onwards. It may preponed. Okay, it may preponed, but I think 8 o'clock is a right time. Like all of us, office starts from 10 or 11, right? So we can start in 8,
Well, that's
finish
okay.
finish off in
Oh,
9.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Naresh,
that's
yeah,
fine.
it's
No problem.
8 or 7, 7, 7:30, 7 to
Sorry,
8.
Shirish, can you speak little louder?
Yeah, yeah. So maybe 7, 7:38 is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7:30 is
early is
little.
better actually. Early is better. The
I
more early is
understand.
more better.
I
Yeah.
understand, but I too work and I close my shop 12 o'clock in night. So you have to give me some time to sleep. Okay. So let's see. 8 o'clock is the expected time. If we can manage to prepone by half an hour, I will try. Okay. So far days are concerned, you will you will be notified by Subbu. Friday is a fixed day. There will be one day from weekend, maybe Saturday. Okay, and there is one more weekday. I'm just checking my calendars. Uh, uh, what day I can do? Is it Monday or Wednesday? You will get, but same time, 8 o'clock or 7:30. That's to be sure. Any more questions, guys?
Oh, I thought it will be alternate days when you're saying 3 days a week. Now you're saying 2 days will be back to back, and then one day will be somewhere in the middle of the week.
No, no,
Something like
I haven't fixed anything. I'm telling 1 day in weekend, 2 days in weekday. We haven't fixed anything. Friday is a fixed one, that to be sure.
that. Okay.
There is one fundamental question, like for learning this module, uh, do I need to have a knowledge about EC and PMGM modules? I can learn independently at compensation.
PMGM, no, you don't need to learn PMGM. You need to have a basic concept how rating is done, basic HR concept. EC, not how to put it. It's good to know some aspect of EC. I'm not saying total understanding, because there are something like eligibility rule or worksheet when you map EC fields, that you need to have a little idea. Means when you write the eligibility rule, it's a broad business rule, and it's a success factor platform feature which will touch base EC fields. So I will not suggest go for EC course right now. That won't be possible. But if you understand what is division department, if you understand what is employee class, if you understand what is pay grade, then it's fine. I will say common HR concept will do.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Funny, you have been silent. Haven't heard from you. All good? If you are speaking, we are not able to hear you.
I was talking on mute. Yeah, all good
Uh,
so far. Just one quick question.
yeah, come on.
Uh, I mean, I have a S user ID. Will I be able to download the compensation workbook from Partner Edge?
What do you want to download?
Compensation workbooks.
Yes, you can if you are an S user ID.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
So, which module you are working, Funny? Come again if you
I
have mentioned
know
before.
I'm new to SuccessFactors.
Okay,
So it's going to be a support project. So that is why I
okay,
I thought of like I would learn this.
okay. Which module you are working right now?
I mean, it is yet to come. It's currently easy,
Okay,
so it may extend to further modules. So I mean, this support
okay,
extension.
okay,
So
okay.
that's why I thought of learning it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, okay. Sure, it will help you. And
Oh,
finally, before closing today, who are already certified in SuccessFactor and which module, if you can mention?
yeah, I'm into easy.
You are EC certified.
Easy. Yeah. Naresh, one more question I wanted to ask you this. I mean, is there, you will not be covering anything which is of pre-compensation planning, like, for example, taking up the salary surveys across region, across the country, and then coming out with your intended salary which you're going to give out to the employees. That nothing will happen, right?
That is out of scope of SuccessFactor.
Oh, that okay, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. So salary survey. Yeah, wonderful question. As a HR fraternity member, I will comment on that. Salary survey is something done not only by organization, but there are agencies, okay, like market survey who does it, and there are certain inputs for salary survey. Okay, statistical data are prepared by different government departments also. So that is something even the organization doesn't do. That is something done by specialized agencies. Okay, so that is not part of this course. But what we can do end of this course, if you have time, we can discuss in 1 day common HR queries. I will love to.
Yeah, that will be good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Nice question, Rohan. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions, we can conclude today. And I think all of you are progressing with this course. Then be because this was a demo session, so be in touch with Subbu. Okay, and see you next class. Will be notified by Subbu. I will discuss with him and finalize the day. Timing is 8 o'clock. Let me see if I can prepone to 7:30. I have to get the tea beside my laptop. No problem. But yes, always love to be in class. See you in next
Yes,
class, guys. Next
Thank
class.
yes,
you,
Bye.
yes.
Naresh. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, thank you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you.
guys, for your
Yep.
time. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.